Добрий день, шановні колеги, під'єднуються, раді вітати вас. У нас 1 хвилиночка до початку залишається. Будь ласка, у чаті позначте, чи ви чуєте нас, чи ви бачите нас. І якщо є можливість, звідки ви до нас приєднуєтеся, щоб ми також традиційно об'єднали різні куточки країни. Чутно, видно, Нікополь, Київ, Львів, знову Київ, у нас Херсон, до нас приєднується Хмельницький, Запоріжжя, Луцьк, Дніпро, Одеса, Харків, Херсон, Донецька область, Харківська, Полтавська, Кропивницький, не встигаю всіх читати, Івано-Франківськ, знову Харків, Львів, Харків, Кропивницький, Запоріжжя, Мукачево, Буча приєдналася, місто Київ, місто Полтава, Бердянськ, Чернігів, Дніпро, Житомир. Як приємно бачити, у мене аж мурахи бігають, приємно бачити стільки колег, які попри свою завантаженість, попри досить важкі умови праці, все ж таки знаходять час і приєднуються. 16:00 у нас за Києвом, і ми готові розпочинати. Ще раз вітаємо. Це видавництво Macmillan Education Ukraine в моїй особі. Я Інна Стоїтер-методист Macmillan. І я дуже рада вітати і представити пані Світлану Петрук з міста Луцьк. Багато хто вже її знає, бо були на попередньому вебінарі From Teacher to Teacher. Хто не знає, то сьогодні дізнається, наскільки це талановита, креативна, енергійна і дуже цікава людина. Це практикуючий вчитель з багаторічним досвідом, а також вона є авторкою низки методичних розробок з вивчення англійської мови. І, пані Світлана, все, не гаю часу, віддаю вам слово і нашу аудиторію.
So, I'm glad to introduce you, dear teachers. So, and let's start our work. So we start, previous seminar was started with the activity numbers in my life. And today I suggest to start the activity 3 facts about me. So please write in chat what does the next words mean in my life. So, and the first word is games. How do you think? How do games connect it with me and my life? So please write in chat. Games. Funny activities, you play them. Yes, life is game, really, life is game. Grandchildren, I haven't got great children yet, so but I like creating games and I like playing games. So I play a lot with primary, secondary, and even with adult students. Okay, thank you. So the next word is cottage. How is this word connected with me? Cottage. What does it mean? You live in a cottage? Yeah. Now, how you know that? Yes, really, I live in the cottage, not far from Lutsk. Okay, ocean. And the last word is ocean. How is this word connected with me? Ocean. Dream, vacation, adore. You like water, your dream, yeah. So I dream to spend my holiday on the beach of the ocean. Okay, and today we are going to talk about studying vocabulary in the context of reading and preparing for our national multi-test in English. We are going to work with the course book Get 200, book 1, unit 2. It is devoted to homes as you see, and let's have a look at the pages we are going today work with. So the first 2 pages from the course book are devoted to vocabulary, and the next page is from the reading section, and it is with the exam task devoted to reading. As you see, reading pages are started with Zoom in rubric, and Zoom in are the warmers for our, maybe the warmers for your lessons. So as you see, our warmer is 3 questions, and students are supposed to work in pairs and to answer them. So you can ask the whole class these questions, or discuss with organized students in the groups and discuss these questions in groups. I'd like to transform this activity a little. So before the lesson, I prepared a table with the questions for my students. You can draw the table on the board, or prepare and print worksheets and bring them into your classroom and share it with your students. So I limit my students in time, and I ask them to move around the classroom and to ask classmates the questions from the table. So students have to talk at minimum with 3 people and to put the marks in the table. And after that, you can compare their answers, or even draw the diagram on the board and sum up students' answers. So let's try doing this. So let's write answers in the chat, please. What is the messiest room in your house? Will you write? Can you write? What is the messiest room in your house? Hall. Okay. Living room, balcony, kitchen, hall, super. Okay, kitchen. I'm thinking, what is the messiest room in my house? Maybe hall too. Okay, thank you. The next question. What would you throw away from your room if you had to move to a smaller house? What would you throw away from your room, the messiest room, if you had to move to a smaller house? All this stuff, that's great. Old furniture, table, nothing, an old lamp, old shoes, broken TV, old TV, boxes, nothing, fridge, clothes. Okay, coffee table. Okay. Thank you, thanks. You are so active today. And the last question, what do you think celebrities have in their houses that you do not have? What do celebrities have in their houses that you do not have? Money, swimming pools, crazy pictures, dishwashers, smart TV, smart fridge, awards, swimming pool, safe, antique things. Okay, thank you. Security, dishwashers, thanks a lot. So you see, imagine that our students have done this activity, and their results, their answers are in table. So the next stage is the discussion. How you can discuss students' answers. Again, on the board, you can sum up and draw a large grid and write down the words that are mentioned the most of the times, and discuss students' answers, or ask them why do they choose this or that word. So, and we move to the first activity in our course book, and at first let's talk about the photo. So please answer my questions. What country is it? What country is it? How do you think? What country is it? Italy, Holland, India, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Spain. Okay, thank you. What city is it? How do you think? What city is it? What city is it? Venice, Florence, Amsterdam, Venice, okay, thank you. Where are the people? Where are the people? And what are they doing? Where are the people and what are they doing? At work, at home, sleeping, at home. Look at the picture. Where are the people? Are they at home? Fiesta, at home. Siesta, in the street, in the market street, shopping, at home. Okay, thank you. So what season is it? How do you think? What season is it? At the sea, summer. See, and what's the weather like? What are the people wearing? So you can continue and ask your students as many questions as you can in order to revise the vocabulary and to start working with their to continue working with on the topic, with the vocabulary on the topic. And we move on. So, and the first activity in our course book is with pictures, and we need to label the pictures with the words in boxes. So before doing this activity, I suggest you that there is something with my computer, I'm sorry. So before doing this activity, I suggest you to move to the Quizlet and to start the activity in Quizlet. So, and it would, I'm sorry, just a second. I need to switch to the correct box. So you see, here is the Quizlet. Macmillan created their folders for every unit of the book Get to 100, for the book 1 and the book 2, and all the words are separated in different folders. So, and we start with the types of the houses. So in order to start a race game, you need to click the Classic Live, choose the random team or individuals. As we are working online, we are doing it individual. There are two options here to do the activity from the translation from Ukrainian into English or vice versa. So I choose, for example, this one. And here on the screen, you see the QR code. So you need just to scan and to join the game. And if you'd like, I can copy the link in chat. So just join the game. Just scan the QR code and join the game. We're waiting for the players. Okay. Copy. I have copied the link, or just scan the QR code. Okay, good. So, and while you are joining, I must say that Quizlet is a fantastic source for students to learn and revise vocabulary. It's comfortable to use it everywhere, in transport, during the break, or late in the evening, or even in the bed. The only demand is the internet connection. Okay, so, and we start. Let's start. 10 seconds to join. Okay, let's start. I create the game. You see, everyone has got the number, individual numbers, that is the teams. They are the numbers, the names of their animals, and we start a game. It is a race. You see our members. Here is the race, and on your screens you have got the task. So you need to match the multiple choice variant, and you see how the race is working. So when you answer correct, you move step ahead. If you give the wrong answer, you freeze for 3 seconds and you move back to the very beginning. So, and it is a fantastic way to check how your students know the words and phrases. And those who are ahead, they know the words well. And those who are at the back of the race, we have got the winner. Lilia is a winner. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your participation. And after revising the Quizlet, we have two numbers, the houses in the activity. So what is number one? What is number one? Cottage, yeah, cottage. What is number two? Bungalow. Three. Detached house. Okay, what is four? What is four? Terraced. Five. Semi-detached houses. What is six? Mansion. Super. What is seven? Block of flats, yes. And what is eight? It's villa, yeah. So thank you for your participation. You are very active. It's so pleasant to work with active teachers with active students. So, and if you paid attention, the task for most every exercise in the course book consists of several sentences. So each sentence should be treated as a separate task to be completed. So, and the second task for this activity is a communicative task. Students need to discuss in pairs the houses they would like to live in and why. But thinking about my students, I'm not sure that they will discuss indeed and discuss it in English. So what should I do? I suggest organize students not in pairs, but in groups, and to ask them to write the types of the houses from this activity, from the box, and evaluate them from 1 to 10, where 10 is the house they would like to live the most, and 1 is the house they would like to live the least. And the task for you is just the same. So please write in chat the houses you would like to live and the houses that get 10 from your point of view. Villas, villas. Okay, villa, villas. Everybody chooses villa. Mansion. So villa, terraced house, mansion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is terraced house. Okay, mansion, detached, mansion, detached block of flat, terraced, bungalow. Good, thank you. So look, so thank you, thanks for your participation. So imagine, so these are the answers of the students. And after the evaluation, ask your students to sum up in a table on the board or copy them in their copybooks and ask them to summarize. For example, 5 people would like to live in a cottage. 3 people would like to live in a bungalow. So 8 people would like to live in the detached house. And if you draw the results of this exercise in the diagram, you will also ensure the formation of mathematical competence, cross-cutting skills, such as expressing students' own opinion, critical thinking, logical justification of their position, decision-making, problem-solving, risk assessment, cooperation, communication. So most all of the skills that we need to form, you can do using, creating or transforming the simplest activity into the diagram 1. And then ask them to discuss For example, looking at the diagram, students need to answer, for example, so 7 people would like to live in the terraced houses. So 2 of them would like to live in the block of flats, and so on and so forth. So, and even weak students can do this activity. And it seems to me it motivates them to explain their points of view. So, and to make sure that my students remember the types of the houses, I created the activity where they need to look at the houses and identify it. So again, so please be active in chat. So the next activity. So what type of house is it? So I choose the houses of the famous people. So you could see the names on the screen. So what type of house is it? Semi-detached, terraced. If you have different answers, you can discuss. Semi-detached, terraced. Good. The next one. So George Orwell's house. What type of house is it? Mansion, cottage. I think cottage. Mansion, cottage, mansion or cottage. So you can discuss what is the difference between mansion and cottage. Good. The next house, Mark Twain's house. What type of house is it? Mansion, villa, mansion, cottage, terraced, futuristic, villa, mansion, again. The question is the question for discussion. What is the difference between mansion and villa? Good, thank you. The next one, Agatha Christie's house. What type of house is it? Mansion, detached, mansion. I agree, mansion, good, thank you. So, and Goethe, what is the Goethe's house? What type of the Goethe's house? Semi-detached, block of flats. Semi-detached, a block of flats. Again, you have the question to discuss with the students. What is the difference? How to separate block of flats and semi-detached house? Good, thank you. So this house is in Kiev. Honeycomb house. What type of house is it? Multi-storied. Block of flats, multi-storied. Okay, good. Thank you very much for your participation. The house with chimeras. What type of house is it? House with chimeras. Gothic, palace, mansion, palace, castle, mansion, palace, mansion. Good, thank you. And I like this picture when I prepared for our webinar. So this, it is the modern house in Singapore. What type of house is it? 3D, semi-detached, 3D, semi-detached, smart, made smart, future, okay, semi-detached. Good, thank you. Thanks a lot. So, and you see, I had one more idea how to work with the types of houses. So have you ever heard anything about the GPT chat, about the artificial intelligence? So put pluses in chat if you have already used it. So I adore GPT. I asked him almost the questions I have. You know, okay, good. Fantastic teachers, yeah. So, and I asked GPT chat to help me with, to identify the types of the houses in my town. So you see here, I asked him to name the types of the houses in Lesia Ukrainka Street in Lutsk, Volyn region, Ukraine. So, and here you see the answers. So it is short, one of the main streets in the center of our town, and you see the answers. Why not to ask GPT chat and to help your students to identify the houses in the city or in the village you live in. So it's a great idea, and even you can ask them to make maybe some projects. And we continue our work with vocabulary. And the next activity is again connected with types of the houses. And before doing it, I need to know if my students understand the meaning of the words in the yellow box and how they use, in order to use them in the context. So, and let's play a game with the dice before doing the activity. So you see here an interactive dice and the questions for the dice. So I throw the die. It would be, for example, number 2. So number 2, so the task is to use the word converted in the sentence. Can you? So the word converted, I'd like to use, for example, the word converted in a sentence. Who can write the sentence in chat? Can you write the sentence in chat? Or, for example, yeah, great. So you're writing so fast that I can't even can't read your answers. So, or another one, so that is number 4, give a synonym for a word suburbs. Give a synonym, write a synonym to the word suburbs. Outskirts, super. Okay, outskirts, great. Okay, one more throw. It would be number 6, draw the word. So here, weak students have got a chance to participate in the game. Yeah, so they can draw some, for example, ground floor or residence or studio flat. And the last throw, again, so 2 is magic number. 6, 1, define the word or phrase. So how do you define the word nursing home? How do you define nursing home? Define the word, here is a phrase, define. Give the definition to the word nursing home. Yes, so you are fantastic teachers. You even put emojis instead of pictures, a place where taking care of old people. Thank you. Yeah, nursing home, home for old people without relatives. Great. Thank you. And after practicing vocabulary, we just complete the messages with the correct words or phrases. And the most active, you can help me to complete this, to do this activity. So the first message, what word we need to write the first? So you see, just seen a in town, studio flat. You can come over and look at it again with me. Small cozy home, and number 2 is edge. No, close. Close, good. Number 2, the second, we do just on only 2 messages. Number 3, what is number 3? What word is number 3? Close, close. It's number 2, close. What about 3? Suburbs. Suburbs, yes, suburbs. Fantastic students, fantastic teachers. What is number 4? 4. And yeah, and good, thanks a lot. And the last one is number 5. The last one is number 5. What is 5? What is 5? 5? What is 5? Neighborhood. Yeah, neighborhood. Super, thank you. Thanks a lot. So we move to the next page, and we, before I want to comment the second task for this activity. So after completing the messages, the next task is to choose 5 words to write a similar message. As we haven't got in our national multitest this year, we haven't got writing, you can ask the students, assign this part of the this part of the task for as a home task for your students, or stronger students can write similar messages even in the classroom if you like. So I mean that 2 phrases, 2 tasks from this activity, you can divide for 2 different activities at your lessons. So, and the next activity, we move to the next page, and we're going to work with collocations. You see that this activity is on the beige background, and it is with the red stamp extended, and it means that it is the activity of the level B2. That's why if you have stronger students, you can do it or in the group or in the class as individual task. So if your students are quite weak, you can even miss it and continue with the next activities devoted to the describing houses. And again, looking at this activity, you can see that the task consists of 2 parts. So the first one is to choose the correct word to complete the adword. And then after reading all the adwords, students need to match the houses with the adwords. And in order to save our time, I suggest you just to do 3 texts that are connected with the pictures. So again, so read the first adword and let's choose the better words. So what is the first word we need to choose? Maintain or retain? Maintain, good, yeah. So the second one, old age or retirement? Maintain, 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 maintain. So the next one, old age or retirement? Retirement, thank you. And the last one, so building or construction? Construction, super, okay. And at once, look at 3 pictures and tell me, please, what picture matches this adword? A, B, or C? A, B, or C? C, 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 let me see, yes, C, good, thanks a lot. So the next one, so again, look at the words. Look at the words we need to choose. Bad condition on rundown. Bad condition, rundown. Rundown, good, thank you. Renovation or renewal? Renovation, renovation, rundown, renovation. Okay, and the last one, bid or bet? Bid, bid, bid. Good, bid. And again, what picture does it match to? Picture B, B. Yeah, it's picture B. Thanks for your participations. So it's so easy to work when you are active. So, and the last adword, activity 6, it's adword number 6. So choose the first word, movable or mobile? Movable or mobile, 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 great. The next one, connection or modcons. The last one, connections or modcons. Modcons. Good, thank you. Thanks a lot. So, and we move, and it is picture A. So it is the last picture. So picture A, and we move on. So, and again, as you see, again, the previous task was to write down the message using 5 words. And again, here you can organize your students into pairs or groups. and to ask them to create, to write, or even to make a project and to create an advert for the any types of the houses that they were mentioned at the beginning of the lesson. Or even, do you remember, we evaluate the houses from this activity. You can ask them to create the advert for the house that is least, that took the less points in order to live in. Okay, so, and we move. So, and the next one, the next part is connected and devoted to the collocations, and it looks like pure drilling activities. So, and again, looking at task number 4, it consists of 2 tasks. You need to complete the email messages with the correct words and then write a similar message about your flat. As you see, so talking about our ZNO preparation, here almost every activity has got a task devoted to writing. And they're very helpful for our students in order to get better results at final test. But now, when we haven't got writing task, you can miss them or maybe transform or use not all of them. So let's do it quickly. So part number 1. So what word is number 1? Track. Oh, sorry. Track. Okay, track. What is number 2? Middle. Okay. The next one. What is 3? What is 3? Part. Good. What is 4? Heart. What is 4? What is 4? Isolated. Yeah, isolated. Good. Thank you. Isolated. What is 5? Isolated. 5. Hustle and bustle. Good. Thank you. And what is 6? Hustle and bustle. Lane. Yes, super. Thanks a lot. So it's a pure drilling activity, and even weak students can manage with that. Okay, and the next 2 activities are devoted to collocations. It's more important for students to understand how to use the collocations. And again, we move to our Quizlet, and I suggest you to do not a race activity, but a test. So again, scan the QR code, and you will see how you can test your students. So every file, while you are joining, I will comment this type of activity in Quizlet. So every file in Quizlet here is transformed into games, into variants. So the first one is the race, you tried it, and the second one is a test. And for test, you need to use only 12 words from one set. So it means that you can do the test with more than one time using different words if there are more than 12 in the set. Good, thank you. You see. You are joining, and there are the icons. It depends, so your icon depends, maybe is the avatar from your Google registration. And count up to 5 and we start. Okay? Nobody joins. Okay, let's start. Start a game. So you see, and here is the test, and it's on time. While the line is moving, you need to answer the question. You need to answer the question. So to choose the correct variant. So it is the test. And here on the screen, you see now you see the result, how many people answered the questions. You even can see, so now here you see that all of you gave the correct answers, and we see only 18 from 22 players took part in this round. Yeah, why? Because the time is limited and you need to tick the correct answer quicker. Okay, so we continue. Again, choose the correct variant. And at the end of the game, you could see the names, you could see your students and how they do the test. And this type of test, you can even download the results in PDF, it seems to me, and Excel. Again, you see 17 players only took part in this, answered this question, and we continue. Okay, so a second left. So again, 18 students answered the question, and again correctly. So choose the correct answer again. So, and you have got almost 20 seconds for your answer. It's just only the first questions, but I want you to show how the result, how you see it is here on the screen. You see how the wrong answers shown here or after the question, after at the end of when the time finished. So the next question. Answer. Okay, time is off. Time is off. Okay, so 17 students answered. Okay, the next question. Okay, just do the tick. Okay, so time is finished. Again, 18 of you take part in this game, in this testing. So question number 7. So 3 seconds, 2, 1 second left. Okay. And we have, you see, of 18 players and 14 correct answers. And as you see, the correct answer is green on the screen. Okay, the next one. Ten seconds left. Okay, so 17 of you answered correct. And we move to the next question. So 16 of you, 18, so 18. And the correct answer is A, and all of you gave the correct answer. The 10th question. So in this test, online test, so you work with multiple choice. and it's also the format of our test, national test, yeah, where students need to choose the variants. So, and even Quizlet in the form of testing helps your students to solve questions, and they are preparing for their national test. Okay. And the last question, Okay, so and let's look, okay, so you see the correct answer and the results. You see, here you see the results. You can sort the answers, incorrect answers and correct answers. So then you have got a diagram with the words that you can analyze your students' answers and train the words or phrases that were the most challenging for your students. And we move back to our course book. And here, just pure drilling activities. And I suggest you to answer the questions quickly. So I will show you just the correct answer. So students, in the first activity, they need to match, and in activity number 6, again, you have see two tasks: to unscramble the words and to complete the blog, and again to write a similar blog about yourself. You see how many written tasks are there in this course book. And again, so look through the words and phrases: downstairs, dingy ceiling, central heating. Okay, and now I suggest you to play a Boggle game. Use a combination. Boggle is the game that can be played using the die, so you can just write the letters on the board. Use the combination of these 16 letters to make up the words that describe the houses. Can you write them in chat using these letters? Write as many words as you can from the previous activity: small, flat. Okay, the words that are describe the houses: ceiling, small chimney, gate, fantastic, nice, lift, hedge, gas, super, nice, gas, hall, great, light, ceiling, fantastic, thank you. And when you play with your students, again, you can limit them and them in time, give them, for example, a minute or a minute and a half to make up a list, and then to check and to cross out the words that most of the students have, and to count the points. And the number of the points students get depends the number of the letters in the words. So here are my list of the words for this game. So attic, shelf, yeah, lift, dingy, fence, gate, shed. Okay, thank you. So you understand how you play it. And now we move for reading. As you see, it is the reading page, our reading page. So, and before doing the exam reading task, we need to prepare students. As you see, reading task is is the task to complete with the missed sentences. And this task matches task number 4 from our national multi-test, and task number 7 from our ZNO test. So, and the first thing we need to do is to get students acquainted with strategies for the text. So, and the good thing is that in this course book, the strategies are written in Ukrainian, and that helps weaker students to understand the strategies better. So the strategies in the book are marked as Get Smarter rubric. And before filling the gap in the text, students must understand the structure and the subject of the text as a whole and individual paragraph. They should pay attention to the phrases before and after the gaps, and also pay attention to the sequences of events. That's why the second and third activities help students to understand the strategies better. So, and let's do activity number 2. And in order to save your time, we only do the first and the second sentences. So your task is to read the pairs of sentences and to mark the word or words in the second sentence that refers to something in the first one. And in the class, you can discuss and explain how this sentence is connected. So can you write in chat the words in the second phrases that are connected with the first one? So yeah, it was a beautiful, or sorry. Yeah, it was the beautiful house, and in the second one, the word there. And what about the second one, the second sentence? What about the second sentence? What are the words in the second sentence that refers to the first? The second one. He, estate agent, super, fantastic. So estate agent, really, and he. So while doing, you're discussing with your students, and they understand what does it mean to refer, how the words need to be referred. Okay, and in exercise 3, exercise 3 will help your students to understand the correlations of sequences of events in the text. Let's do it. So read read 3 sentences, and in chat, please write the numbers in the correct order. The numbers of the sentences in the correct order. What is the correct order of the sentences in A? Write the numbers 2, 1, 3. Yes, 2, 1, 3. And what about the second one? What about B? What about B? 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. It's about the A. 2, 3, 1. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. What about B? 2, 3, 1. Yes, 2, 3, 1. You see? So, and after these 2 activities, where students understand the correlations and sequences of events in the sentence, we can move to the reading task. And at the previous hour webinar in February, I shared some activities that are helpful for the 5th grade students, and they also helpful for our graduates in order to manage with the text. So the first activity I suggest you to do is just prediction. So look at the title of the text. It is Time to Live, and look at the picture. Just look at the picture and write your prediction. How do you think, what is the text about? How do you think? Time to Live, about moving. Moving where? About moving, so moving somewhere. Okay, so and who moves? Moving to another city. Moving away from the home. Great, thank you. Moving house. Moving to a new city. Okay, she said because of leaving. Yeah, maybe. Moving from home. Okay, moving abroad. She sold her old house. Maybe. Okay, moving to another location. Thank you very much. You are fantastic teachers. I'm so pleasant to work with you. So thank you. Okay, yeah, so the prediction. You see, when you ask your students to predict something, they will start thinking about the text, and it would be better for them to understand maybe some general ideas of the text. Okay, another task is speed reading. So what does it mean, speed reading? So you see, our students at the test would be limited on time. They will have only about 60 minutes for one test. And the main thing is to teach them how to manage with the text quickly. So what does it mean, speed reading? So here are 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. Just read the first and the last sentence of each paragraph. First and the last sentence of each paragraph. And write in chat, what do you understand from the text? What is the text about? So you predict that it is about moving from home. So, and now read the first and the last sentence of each paragraph and write what information can you add to the information that you have already predicted. Read the first and the last sentence of each paragraph. Okay, she was terrified or deeply upset. Good, thank you. It was a nice life there. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Unhappy, not on time. Unhappy. Okay, she's in love. She had problems, maybe. Okay, and your predictions and the first and the last sentences, are they connected? Regrets about leaving, yes. So they are connected, yeah? She has lost the separation with someone. Something changes from bad to better. Great, thank you. Okay, thank you. And now let's move on. So now read the sentences we need to complete the text with. Read the sentences we need to complete the text with and look through the paragraphs again and try to write your answers in chat. We have got only 3 sentences. So one is C. Okay. 2 is not B, 2 is D. And 3 is A. Yes, 3 is A. 3 is A. Good. When you have different, so when your students have other answers, you can discuss and their answers, and you can go to the smart keys in the teacher's book. It means smart keys means that here you see not only the keys for the activities, but you see the explanation why this or that variant is correct. And it helps you to save your time when you prepare for the lesson. Okay, and now let's do, so after the reading activities, so they were pre-reading, we had while reading, and now post-reading activities. So, and the first one is to answer the questions. What name types of the houses that were mentioned in the text? Types of the houses that were mentioned in the text. So please write in chat types of the houses that were mentioned in the text. Look through the text again. So you see cottage mentioned. Good, thank you. Flat. Good. Where does the best friend live? The best friend. Where does the best friend live? Best friend in a flat, in a block of flats. Block of flats, yeah. And where does the richest student live? Where does the richest student live? The richest student, where in the mansion, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So the next question is text mining. What does it mean? The idea of this activity is to show the students how vocabulary works in the sentence and how the text organized. So you need to organize your students in 2 small groups in the 3, and they need to mine the collocations that we have studied today. Can you mine the collocations that we have studied today, that we worked today with? Digging. Collocations from the text. What collocations? Mind the collocations in the text. So maybe a front door, yeah. Detached house, yeah. Thank you. Block of flats. Get into a car. Good, thank you. Block of flats. Get into a car. Block of flats. Okay, what about tiny cottage? Okay. Okay, spacious. Yes, tiny cottage. Felt in tears. Yeah. In suite bathroom. Block of flats. Big mansion. Good. So so talking about your students, even weak students can work with this text, with this type of activity. So describe her room, the girls' room. So find the phrases that describe the girls' room. You can ask your students to find to find the phrases that describe boyfriend's house. Okay, so maybe write one phrase for describing the girls' room and one phrase for describing the boyfriend's house. Beautiful room out over the big garden. Yes, decorated with, super. Okay, spacious flat. Yeah, good. Thank you. Decorated as she liked. It was decorated, girls' room decorated, beautiful site. Yeah, super. So you see there's the collocations and the description of the room and the house, so they are close. And you can give different tasks for different groups, or just to do it together with your students. Okay, and for the productive speaking activity, you can ask your students to present the story from the point of view of mom. Is it possible? Why not? Or from the point of view of the daughter, of the girl who leaves the house. Or the better variant, to organize your students into groups and give each group the task to present the story from the point of view of mom, and the second group from the point of view of the daughter, and they compare their descriptions. So even you can assign the home task to write a description of the apartment. Okay, yeah. So, and to continue with, I want to say you that if you need more vocabulary, you can find them in the vocabulary tests. There are 2 variants of vocabulary tests to train more the vocabulary collocations and words with prepositions from this activity. You can find them in the files that you download for your to your computer from the Macmillan Education Ukraine website, using the code in your student's book. And here you see the test, there are 2 levels, basic level and extended level, where you see again the task, exam task for reading and exam task for listening. So, and here is a nice idea to transform the listening tasks into the reading ones. So in this case, you need to give the transcript of the audio file to the students. So they will have again the text and the task to do here in the worksheets. Okay, and the activities, the ideas for some activities for our today's demo lesson were taken from the book for teachers, 700 classroom activities. So it's a fantastic source with a great number of resources for you and some ideas that can inspire you. So, Inna.
Yes, if you don't mind, I'll switch into Ukrainian. Шановні колеги, у нас ще залишається кілька аспектів, про які ми поговоримо, але перед цим є дві речі, які ми обов'язково маємо зробити. І перше, я дуже попрошу вас відповісти на два коротеньких запитання в опитуванні. Ті, хто не вперше у нас знають, що учасники опитування обов'язково отримають подарунки від нашого видавництва, і ті подарунки завжди корисні, не тільки приємні, а й корисні. Я зараз запущу опитування, і після цього буде ще два коротеньких, буквально у нас залишається ще 10 хвилин. Добре, я запускаю опитування. Два простих запитання, відповіді на які допоможуть передусім нам, тим методистам, які працюють у видавництві Макміллан, більш ефективно готувати наші заходи і більш ефективно співпрацювати з вами та вашими навчальними закладами. Дуже прості запитання. Будемо дуже вдячні, якщо ви знайдете можливість зараз на них відповісти. Супер. Бачу, що відповідають на запитання. Це дуже приємно і нам дуже корисно. Поки ви відповідаєте на запитання, я підготовлю другий момент, який обов'язково ми маємо проговорити. Зараз на своїх екранах ви можете бачити сайт нашого представництва macmillanukraine.com. І тут є багато корисних речей, але я хочу звернути вашу увагу на ось на головній сторінці, на банері є ось таке переглянути. І коли ми сюди натискаємо, у нас тут безкоштовний цілий юніт для завантаження, аудіофайли до цього юніта, планування до цього юніта і поурочне планування, дуже детальні плани конспекти уроків. Все це можна завантажити безкоштовно і користуватися цим. І другий момент, про який я хочу нагадати або повідомити, ті вчителі, які працюють за підручниками нашого видавництва, йдеться не тільки про Get 200, а взагалі про наші підручники. У нас тут на сайті є розділ тестування ЗНО ДПА. І оскільки ми говоримо все ж таки сьогодні про НМТ, про підготовку, про старшу школу, я хочу нагадати, а комусь і вперше повідомити, що у нас є онлайн-тести у форматі ЗНО, і вони доступні тим, хто користується нашими підручниками, і якщо у вас ще немає доступу, будь ласка, повідомте нам, щоб ми цей доступ вам відкрили, звичайно, за умови, що ви є користувачами підручників видавництва. І нагадаю, що наближається кінець навчального року, семестрові контролі ніхто не відміняв, і я нагадую, що тут ось у розділі підсумкові тести аудіювання і читання до абсолютно всіх наших підручників є у вигляді онлайн-тестів, і ви також можете цією опцією скористатися. Третій момент, про який я хотіла сказати і нагадати, перш ніж ми повернемо слово пані Світлані. Так, бачу, що ще проходять опитування, я не буду його закривати. Третій момент. Обов'язково всі учасники отримають сьогодні, не сьогодні, а учасники сьогоднішнього нашого заходу отримують сертифікат на свою електронну адресу. І якщо до кінця тижня ви не отримали сертифікат, це означає, що він потрапив у папку спам, будь ласка, перевіряйте її також. Крім того, вебінар записується, а це означає, що невдовзі він з'явиться на нашому каналі в YouTube, і ми обов'язково всім учасникам, а також тим, хто реєструвався, але з якихось причин не міг приєднатися, або приєднався на самого початку, обов'язково надішлемо посилання на цей запис. І ще останній момент – це те, що оскільки це серія, то продовження і наступний урок буде вже післязавтра, знову з пані Світланою. І найостанніший, пані Світлана, перш ніж я передам вам слово, я хочу вам подякувати і особисто від себе, і від всієї нашої команди видавництва. І я думаю, що і від імені всіх учасників через те, що ви показали дуже практичні, дуже прості у застосуванні прийоми, як взагалі працювати з текстами для читання, як працювати з лексикою. Ви нагадали усім нам і мені особисто, що старша школа – це не тільки підготовка до екзамену, це не тільки НМТ, і взагалі вивчення мови не обмежується тим, що ми готуємо учнів до успішного складання НМТ, що ця екзаменаційна підготовка може бути дуже цікавою, дуже корисною, дуже інтерактивною, навіть якщо ми працюємо дистанційно онлайн. Пані Світлане, величезне дякую вам. І тепер я передаю вам слово. Шановні колеги, ви маєте можливість поставити якісь запитання пані Світлані, якщо вони у вас є. Пані Світлана, вам слово.
Так, я дуже дякую за гарні слова. Дуже приємно і класно працювати з активною аудиторією. Приходьте в четвер, буде не менш цікаво. Там ще більш цікавинок і є ідейки, як гейміфікувати завдання на multiple choice. Це такий спойлер невеличкий. Дуже вам дякую. Якщо у вас є запитання, я з радістю на них відповім. І хочу запросити вас до себе приєднатися на сторінку Secrets for Teachers в Інстаграмі, де ви знайдете багато корисної і цікавої інформації для себе, для ваших уроків і по роботі з підручниками Gateway і Get 200. Якщо є запитання, рада на них відповісти, з радістю відповім.
Я бачу, що запитань немає, тоді у мене є запитання, яке мені і моїм колегам з видавництва часто ставлять. Чи вистачає вам завдань на відпрацювання лексики у тому підручнику, приклади з якого ви сьогодні наводили?
Get 200, взагалі, от ідеальна книжка, вона працює, мені вистачає всього. І граматики, мені вистачає текстів на читання, мені вистачає use of English і роботи з лексикою. Я дуже активно використовую Quizlet на всі випадки життя. Тобто Quizlet – це ідеальний застосунок, враховуючи те, що в нас є змішане навчання, коли учні працюють дистанційно. Учнів підсадила на Quizlet, в мене є такі учні, які самі для себе створюють сети слів, яких їм, скажімо, десь там не вистачає, чи слабші учні працюють з ними. Вистачає всього, тим більше, що море ресурсів завантажується безкоштовно ще з сайту видавництва, завантажуються додаткові воркшіти і на лексику, і воркшіти по темам, і підсумкові тести. Тобто все це відбувається у форматі ЗНО, і можу сказати, що результати учні також видають фантастичні після роботи з цими підручниками. І колись до ковіду, напевно, це був 19-й чи 18-й рік, пані Інно, ми з вами зустрічалися в Києві на конференції, ви тоді говорили про Get 200. От я тоді пам'ятаю, була перерва, ми пили каву, я казала, переконали мене, що це підручник на 70%. Ще не на 100%, ви сказали, на 30% треба допрацювати. То сьогодні хочу сказати, що це 100% підручник. Я, як вчитель-практик, шукала, тобто підручник, напевно, цей НМ-комплекс визначається тим, що наявністю повноцінної книжки для вчителя. Але якщо ми говоримо про учнів старшої школи, де в нас є Mixed Ability Class, де є різні учні, які здають ЗНО і які не здають ЗНО, наявність, прив'язка до конкретного планування поурочного, вона, напевно, була би тут зайва. І саме тому, я так розумію, що автори дали суто Smart Keys, тому що це справді фантастично, коли є можливість з confusing words попрацювати, не треба нікуди додатково йти. А я сьогодні показала, що кожен вчитель може працювати самостійно і в свій план включити або викинути ті вправи, які потрібні йому саме на сьогодні. І те, що кожна вправа має додаткові завдання, які діляться окремо, міксуються і дробляться на більшу кількість вправ, це теж просто фантастика, тим більше, що от 100% читання, письмо, відпрацьовує все ідеально.
Так, я вам дуже дякую за таку досить докладну відповідь. Я бачу в чаті запитання від пані Наталі, не можу знайти PDF-версію. PDF-версії не існує в природі.
Є тільки PDF-ка першої теми на сайті, вона безкоштовно завантажується.
Так, є на головній сторінці, на банері PDF-ка першого юніту, вона безкоштовна, її можна завантажувати і з нею працювати. А цілком Get 200 PDF-ки не існує у природі, бо ми все ж таки живемо в цивілізованій країні і поважаємо авторське право.
Ну, я додам, колеги питають робочий зошит до підручника, він тут не потрібний, тут стільки всього, що тут зошит буде ще зайвий.
Ну і там є в ресурсах, там є Use of English Worksheets, які, я знаю, багато хто з колег використовують саме як робочий зошит для домашнього завдання. В чаті бачу, що відгуки від тих вчителів, що працюють з нашими підручниками, що учні показують гарні результати, це дуже приємно. Не будемо затримувати наших вчителів, їм, переконана, було сьогодні дуже цікаво, дуже корисно. І я зупиняю запис.